good shot. Oh my!
You can celebrate Georgetown! The Georgetown Raiders are Buckland Cup champions!
The Trenton Golden Hawks, the R-W-It Cup champions, are going to Coburn.
Back to Minerva. Shot scores! And the Coburn Cougars are the Royal Bank Cup champions!
Evans, bunt-beat, they score! Frank Poche, the game winner, and the Buckland Cup winner!
Well, the OJ's top two regular season squads continue to roll through round 2 of the playoffs. Is it destiny? Are they fated to meet in the Buckland Cup final? We'll find out soon enough. This is the OGA Today. Welcome back, everyone. This week, we've got tons of league news as there were several NCAA signings recently, plus league alumni continue to make their mark in the college and pro ranks. More on that coming up shortly. But first, OJ highlights, and the #1 team through the regular season this year was the Oakville Blades. They finished as the 3rd ranked team in all of Canada and captured the Brant Snow Memorial Trophy as regular season champs. But the Blades clearly have their eyes fixed on much bigger hardware. The Buckland, the Dudley, the Nationals. These are all goals Oakville has set for itself. And in round 2 of the playoffs, the Blades had a chance to take a commanding 3-1 series lead over Buffalo last week. OJ highlights now brought to you by Hilton Hotels. Hilton, the official hotel of the Ontario Junior Hockey League. Buffalo had managed to win Game 2 on home ice. Could they steal another victory in Game 4? No scoring in the first, so we head to the second. Oakville breaks the ice. Josh Nixon to Alton McDermott. 1-0 for the visiting squad. Last minute of the period now, Peyton Reeves finds Ryan Nicholson on the doorstep, and in it goes. 2-0 Blades after 40 minutes. The third was crazy. First, mad scramble out front. Finally, Nicholas Alfieri pokes it in, and it's a 2-1 hockey game. Midway through the frame, now watch, Spencer Smith that close to being offside. The whistle doesn't go. He puts it home, all tied up at 2 apiece. And Josh Nixon will get the lead back, however, and it's a bit of a muffin that eludes Hannon. Ouch. Blades back on top 3-2. Late in the third, though, the Sabres equalize. Scramble out front. Matt Jakubowski finds it, though, and finds the back of the net. So, off to overtime, where it's Nicholson once again. Tons of time to just waltz in. Picks his spot. Roof daddy past Hannon. The Blades take it in OT, and in the process, take a commanding 3-1 series lead over Buffalo. Okay, Newmarket was cruising right along in the North Division final, up 3-0 with a chance to clinch back home. Early, it looked like they would do that. Nicholas Cerrone gets it past Andrew Albano, and Canes were up 1-0. But that's when Markham woke up in the series, really. Braden Aubin rips it past Mitchell Weeks to tie it up 1-1. And then it's Nick Davis finding daylight behind Weeks. Over the shoulder he goes, and Royals up 2-1 at the break. Second frame, Aubin from the points will get it to go past Mitchell, and the Royals had a 2-goal bulge, leading 3-1 after 40. The Canes made it interesting in the final frame. Derek Sweeney with the tip. That cuts the deficit to a single goal, but Markham would end up adding an empty netter to stay alive and take their first win of the series. Okay, Whitby was looking to take a stranglehold in their series against Wellington, leading 2-1, but it was all Dukes early on. Frank Vitucci, the point shot. Not sure if Luke Pearson saw any of that. 1-0 for the Dukes. Late in the period, the puck does all kinds of funky stuff here and then pinballs around before ending up over the line. Wellington up 2-0 at the break. Whitby would hit back. In the second frame, though, Derek McVeigh would get stick to puck out front, deflecting it past Logan Bateman right there, and the deficit cut to a single goal. Last minute of the second now, Shane Bull plays the bank shot off Bateman from the brutal angle. In it goes, all square after 40 minutes of play, so off to overtime.
This one out, that's Gallagher, foot race between he and Fallowfield. Fallowfield, shot, Gallagher scores! Carson Gallagher ends it 3:28 into overtime, And the Whitby Fury grab a commanding 3-1 lead and send this back to Whitby.
Yeah, what a finish. News and notes now brought to you by Jostens, the official ring and award supplier to the OJHL. And the league continued to give out hardware last week, and the North York Rangers were cleaning up. Joey Maziarz won the league's top defenseman award after a phenomenal season that saw him rack up 51 points. He's an alternate captain for the Rangers and is now in his third season with the club. And Joey's been a tremendous leader for NYR. He's heading to Mercyhurst University on a scholarship. Fresh off being named the OJ's top goalie by virtue of having the lowest goals against average in the league, Jet Alexander has also captured the Goalie of the Year award, which is voted on by league general managers and media. He had a 30-11 record with a 1.67 goals against average, .945 save percentage. He also set the single season shutout record with 10. What a season it was by Jet. And finally, Rangers captain Graydon Gottschalk has been named the OJ's most gentlemanly player after racking up just 6 minutes in penalties all season. Now at 6'4" and 210 pounds, he could certainly do some damage out there, but he keeps it clean and also managed to produce 46 points this year for the powerhouse Rangers. OJ Trivia brought to you by Cool Sports, the official apparel provider to the Ontario Junior Hockey League. This week's question, more hardware being handed out. Who just won the 2018-19 OJ Volunteer of the Year Award? The first correct answer to our Morocco at the OJHL.ca will win a cool prize pack. This segment of the OJ Today is brought to you by Cliff Bar. Cliff Bar, the official energy bar of the OJHL. Hey everybody, welcome back to the OJ Today. Well, just call them the comeback kids. The Markham Royals look to be down and out against the Newmarket Hurricanes. And despite dominating the regular season series against the Canes, Mike Galatti's boys were left dazed and confused after the first 3 games, dropping all 3. And they finally got their butts into gear in Game 4 with their first victory, but there was still a long road to travel if they hoped to even things up and possibly win the North Division. And once again, the blue and white rose to the occasion in Game 5. Hurricanes needed just a single win and they would be North Division champions, but getting that 4th win is easier said than done. 31 seconds in, Alessio Luciani with the tip out front makes it 1-0 Royals. That would be it for scoring in the opening frame. Nothing doing in the second as well, so we move to the 3rd. Newmarket, shot from the point. Claudio De Gasperis with the tip, and it was all tied up at 1 apiece. Late in the period, however, Nick Davis is left unmarked out front. Bad move. Nick goes roof daddy past Mitchell Weeks. Interesting, Markham was known for its big offense all year, but they were getting it done against Newmarket by being tight defensively. They take Game 5 and had a new lease on life, now trailing the Canes by a single game in this series. Okay, Oakville had a chance to close out Buffalo in the West Final, leading 3-1, but it's the Sabres that draw first blood in the second period. Ryan Petoshia gets a stick on the puck out front, and it's 1-0 for Buffalo. But the Blades would hit back, and it's the captain, Peyton Reeves, the future UMass Minutemen, knotting it up at 1 apiece. Final minute of the period now. Garrett Pike to Jack Ricketts, and the home squad takes its first lead of the contest. Final stanza now. Oakville putting the finishing touch on things as Kyle Potts fires it into the empty cage to make it 3-1 for the Blades, and yeah, they were loving it in Oakville. And then with the net still empty, Jack Ricketts, little dipsy doodle here, and he'll get it back to Jason Pinio, and that is the final nail in the coffin. And the 1,000 strong at 16 Mile Arena were celebrating in style. No surprises in this one, as the 3rd-ranked team in Canada continues its march towards the Buckland Cup. Oakville downs the Sabres 4-1 in the game, 4-1 in the series as well, and afterwards Callum Jones gave respect to the vanquished Buffalo team and reflected on the series that was.
You know, it's playoff hockey, so everything's different. I mean, everyone works a little bit harder, bangs a little bit more. So they put up a good fight. Their goalie played great, and I'm happy that one's over.
Well, the Whitby Fury had the Wellington Dukes on the ropes last week in the East Division Final. The Fury's calling card all year has been their defense. The squad allowed just 122 goals during the regular season, fourth lowest in the OJ. And aside from a rough Game 1 against the Dukes that saw them give up 4, they'd shut the door after that, allowing just 4 over the next 3 contests, all wins. They had Wellington with its back against the wall, with a chance to clinch heading into Game 5. As Whitby would find out, getting that 4th win is damn hard, especially against the defending champions. Whitby starts out well, though. Carson Gallagher gets it to Noah Dallo out front, and the home squad leads 1-0. And Luke Pearson had to be on his toes early on to keep the Dukes off the board. His defense helping him out there as well, and it was still 1-0 Fury. And they'd actually make it 2. Greg Smith down the wing. Smitty threads it to Shane Bull. Whitby looking good to clinch as they were up by a 2 spot. And then it's Pearson with one of the stops of the year on Tyson Gilmore right there. Getting the leg up at the last second to deny. Take another look. He robs Killer Jr. to keep it a shutout for the time being. Despite the intensity of the game, this was good for a smile from both squads. Noah Bull and Andrew Rinaldi somehow get their cages caught, and referee Aaron Neely tries to figure out the Rubik's Cube before Bull finally just takes off his helmet and has a little chuckle. It wasn't laughing about this, though. Daniel Pineda, like 1-on-3 there, rips it home. Too much time and space. Dukes on the board, trailing 2-1 after 20. Wellington had the only marker in the second. Ben Woodhouse stopped the first time, not the second. 2-2 as they headed into the final period. And as a quick one, Elijah Gonzalez, blinking you missed it, fires it past Pearson. That gives the Dukes their first lead of the day. Dying seconds now, net empty. Whitby throwing everything plus the kitchen sink at Logan Bateman. But Logan says, not today, boys. Nick Lund breaks his stick to finish off the sequence. And the Dukes of Wellington show the heart of a champion as they stave off elimination and head home for Game 6 with the victory. Okay, OJ Commitments brought to you by Warrior Hockey. Warrior, official partner of both the OJ Today and the OJHL Game of the Week. And this was a long time coming. Matt McJanet, one of the leaders on Georgetown for the past 3 seasons, has committed, and he's going to be a Laurier Golden Hawk this fall. Matt won the Buckland Cup with the Raiders back in 2017, and he's been instrumental to their success over the past few seasons. This year he finished second on the team with 58 points, and he's just a class guy. Congratulations, Matt, and continued success. Daniel Davidson of the Burlington Cougars has committed to UMass Dartmouth to begin play this fall. And Davidson was outstanding for the Cougars this season and also spent time in the BCHL as well as Saskatchewan. Way to go, Daniel. And Jack Varga of the Aurora Tigers is off to Northland College south of the border. He'll head there this fall. Varga had 93 points in 181 career OJHL games and also spent time with the Stouffville Spirit in the North Division. Finally, Connor Cruikshank of the Brampton Admirals has committed to Potsdam University for the fall of 19. And the big 6'1 defenseman also spent time with the Mississauga Chargers and Trenton Golden Hawks in the OJHL. Congratulations, guys, on your commitments. This segment of the OJ Today is brought to you by Barnburner Hockey. Barnburner, official partner of the OJHL Game of the Week and the OJ Today. Hey everybody, welcome back to the OJ Today. Well, no question about it, clinching a series isn't easy. Winning that deciding game is one of the toughest things to do in hockey, as the Newmarket Hurricanes and Whitby Fury were quickly finding out. Whitby had the defending Buckland Cup chance from Wellington on the ropes in the Division Final, up 3-1, but the Dukes took the 5th contest, and they had a chance to even the series up in Game 6 on Sunday afternoon. You can never count out the champs, and Wellington left little doubt they were taking this series to 7 games. First period, Dawson Ellis gets sprung on the break and sneaks it past Luke Pearson, and that big Wellington crowd, they were loving it. 1-0 at the break. Second stanza, they would add to it. Quinn Hanna from a bad angle here, kind of the corner over the shoulder of Luke Pearson, and El Duque is leading 2-0 at that point, and they would make it 3 before the break. Andrew Rinaldi loves this little backhand move right on the doorstep. We've seen him do it many times this year. In it goes. Duke's up by 3 after 40 minutes. Final stanza. Whitby would pull closer. Noah Dallo with a nice solo effort and somehow gets it past Logan Bateman. They would add one more, but it wouldn't be enough as Wellington forces Game 7 back in Whitby. They take it by a 4-2 count. Newmarket trying desperately to find its mojo again versus Markham. They'd lost 2 straight. They could clinch if they won, but Markham wasn't having that. First frame, Nick Genta makes it 1-0 for the Royals. Second stanza, they would add to it. Zach Sirota lying on his stomach out front here, gets up just in time to knock it home, and how pumped is he? Can you blame him? The Royals leading 2-0 after 40 minutes. In the third, Newmarket would add 1 to cut the deficit in half, but with 10 seconds left, net empty, Braden Aubin puts it over the line, and the Royals, wow, come all the way back to tie the series at 3 apiece. That set up the dramatic finisher back in Markham. Game 7, baby. There's nothing that compares. After that loss to Markham on Sunday, the Newmarket Hurricanes found themselves in that very spot. And after losing the first 3 contests of the series, Markham had stormed back to even things up at 3 apiece to force Game 7. Now, the question was, could the Canes get back on track? Markham had all the momentum heading into the deciding game Tuesday night, where the 2 squads settled things once and for all. Newmarket had to dig deep and find something to take them over the top, but it's the Royals that draw first blood, and the Canes must have felt like luck was against them by this point. Adrian Neighbors knocks it into his own net. When it rains, it pours, man. Aubin gets credit for it, 1-0 Royals. Second period, they blow it wide open. First, it's William Reddick feeding Luca Esposito out front. Money. That makes it 2-0 for Markham. 2:20 later, just an awful, awful giveaway by the Canes behind their own net. Zach Sirota pounces on it, and 3-0 for the Royals. And you might think it couldn't get any worse for Newmarket, and you would be dead wrong. Jacob King on the doorstep, in it goes, and Markham pulling away, leading 4-0. But hold on, Newmarket wasn't done just yet. They would score twice, and then with the net empty and time running out, Adamo Santia cuts it to a single goal, setting up a desperate scramble at the end.
Shooting, that one is blocked in the corner, trying to keep it away from the face of goal. It's in the corner, 2 seconds to go. The Royals, it's a Markham miracle!
Love it. A Markham miracle. Kudos to the Royals, who show a ton of character and coming back from a 3-0 series deficit to win in 7 games, but that is heartbreaking stuff for the Newmarket Hurricanes. Okay, the Whitby Fury were trying to avoid that same fate. They'd seen a 3-1 series lead over Wellington disappear. This is Game 7. It was nuts. Things look good for the Fury early on. Nick Lund on the break, and it goes 1-0. And then Logan Bateman makes a stop, but it comes right to Brett Benham. 2-0 for the Fury, but the Dukes would get one back, and then Luke Pearson can't quite smother the puck here. Keenan Eddy with the finish, all tied up 2-2. Just 30 seconds later, though, Whitby strikes back. Dakota Betts, one of the OJ's top young D-men, makes it 3-2. But 14 seconds after that, Whitby can't clear it. Elijah Gonzalez makes them pay, and they were all square, tied 3-3. But on the power play, Betts once again gives the Fury the lead, and it's 4-3. The Dukes, though, would tie it up, and then with 46 seconds remaining, they steal, and Quinn Hanna rips the heart out of Whitby. They are the defending champs for a reason, are the Dukes of Wellington. They storm back from a 3-1 series deficit to take it in 7. Great season for the Fury, but it ends here. Wellington advances to face North York. Okay, alumni update. Mario Ferraro has been named a 3rd-team All-Star for Hockey East this season. Now, with the University of Massachusetts, Ferraro was a standout defenseman with the Toronto Patriots for 2 seasons and helped lead them to the Buckland Cup in 2015. Mario went on to be chosen by the San Jose Sharks in the 2nd round of the 2016 NHL Draft. Congratulations, Mario. And some more OJ news for you. Colton Trumbull has received national acclaim The CJHL chose him as its third star for the month of February, as the St. Mike Sniper rang up 10 goals, 4 assists during the month. Colton was the only goal-per-game player in the OJ this year with 34 in 34 games played. Way to go, Colton. And a reminder, the third annual OJHL Combine is fast approaching. Registration is now open. It runs April 4th through the 7th at the Campus Ice Center in Oshawa. The purpose of the Combine is to provide players an opportunity to showcase their skills to all 22 OJHL clubs. Each player is guaranteed 3 games with real-time scoring. The event is open to players born in 2001 through 2004. Last year saw numerous players go on to sign with OJHL clubs as either full-time or affiliate members. OJHLcombines.ca for more information at the sign-up. This segment of the OJ Today is brought to you by Troy Hockey Apparel. Troy, the official jersey of the OJHL. Hey everybody, welcome back to the OJ Today. So is there anything better than playoff hockey? Everything just seems to go to that next level. Heck, the first round already saw one of the longest games in OJHL history when Newmarket and Aurora went to quadruple overtime. Now the hits are bigger, the saves more meaningful, and the goals simply take your breath away. With that in mind, we figured it was time to show the best of the best from the postseason. Here are the top plays from the playoffs thus far.
That could have been costly for the Royals. Now here's Esposito controlling to the front of the net. They score! Ryan Rosbro ties the game at 2.
Go in front of Fantuzzi, but unable to connect with him. Dumped in, a big step-up hit by Rudakov on Matthew Falls.
Looks for his man. Woodhouse has a center ice zone. Woodhouse now tangles on the puck. Woodhouse is in, scores! Gets by Stacho back and he bangs it home.
Cerrone steps over the blue line, driving to the net. Cerrone backhand scores! What an individual effort!
Now it goes in for Justin Paul to Matt McJanet. Back to Paul, he shoots, he scores! Just in time, Justin Paul!
Paul to Lawrence. Lawrence dances around his man. Oh, what a magnificent goal!
Swing wall, give chase. Diorzio's on Varga. Varga now bounces off a Jack. Jack Varga from Davis. Scores!
Just inside the line, Pike dishes it off for Kirsten, back over for Maya, and it's up under the crossbar. They signal it was a goal.
Now McJanet trying to get by Smith. There goes McJanet busting in for Jordan McJanet. To Jordan Crocker, he shoots, he scores!
The offside is waved off, and Smith just dished it off. They score! The Buffalo Junior Sabres.
Swing the draw, Hannah, a shot, rebound, score!
Flipped inside, Hail Mary pass, no offside, shot, score!
Out to center ice, it's knocked down though, and the Royals have some room here. Here's Hayami with chance towards the goal, pass across, scores!
Bushi busting in for Bushi, makes a nice move, chance again, he scores! What a goal by Michael Bushi!
Out and over, here comes Trumbla. Trumbla. Oh, up and over, Pescia. Colton Trumbla strikes again. Back out over the blue line is Searles. It's given a bump, good pass though, Martino. Scores!
Merrill shoots, scores!
Blues at the side of the net, jamming away to the point. Here's Nolan with the right shot, scores!
Now rung around the board, Sweeney. Picked up by Glazer, and now Scriber fires a shot, scores!
McJannet makes a move, cuts in, shoots, he scores! The Big Mac attack! He has a goal in this one. Smith scores! It's all over! Smith, his second of the game, wins it in the fourth overtime. What a chance there for Judd off the turnover, but a glove saved by Torquia. Oh my goodness.
He couldn't pull a trigger. Krieger fired to score! The Ross Krieger!
Set it there for Burridge. Burridge to Herbert. It's on Herbert. Shoots. He scores! We'll see you at Buffalo on Wednesday night. Jack Herbert, the game-winning goal. Jake Payette has the puck. In front of Malone shoots. Oh, what a big save there by Alberta to keep the puck out.
Here's a chance now. Perkill. The Magic Man does it again. Marcello Perkill.
Here's a chance. Engelbert now leaves it off. Cianci scores! Colin Cianci! Gianni, to Davis, he shoots. Big secret in the rebound. They score! It's put in by Devin Maya, the hero for Markham, and the Royals win 5-4 in double overtime, and they'll play the Newmarket Hurricanes in the North Division Final.
Roseboro's hanging around behind the net, picked up by Reddick, trying to get it back in front, they score! It's in the corner, 2 seconds to go. The Royals, it's a Markham miracle! Do you believe it? And the Markham Royals are the North Division champions.
And we are all out of time for today, but just remember to keep up to date with the league all throughout the playoffs. You can head to ojhl.ca, and of course, all of your social media options right there for you to explore as well. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. We'll see you next week.